Hello and good evening, friends. Welcome back to the stream. It's me, Digi. We're back in Euro Truck Simulator 2 for some Japanese trucking. I have been on an absolute kick in Japan. I think like ever since like the beginning of February or something. Even before then. Once I got Project Japan installed, it was just like, oh, must be pre-roll. I'm sorry. Um, I was just saying, I think I started doing this back in like late January, and ever since then, like at least since February, I've just been hardcore, and I've got like 11.9 million yen. I'm almost at the point where I could pretty much straight up buy a truck. I could buy a used truck right now if I wanted to, but I'm going for a Renault. I would like to get that truck in Japan because I think in general you don't see very many of those on the road. They usually favor Volvos, Mercedes, and I think Ivecos over there, alongside the other Oriental brands, which you can't get in the sim for some reason. Maybe you can. I just haven't checked hard enough. But CCA, very good to see you, my friend. Welcome aboard. Happy to have you. I'm going to load up a fairly decent medium to long haul tonight. And it looks like we have a pretty good run. We're going to be running across the island to Toyonaka. We're going to be on Shikoku Island, taking the bridges that I've been on several times to drop off something just past Kobe. It's 191 kilometers of driving, so probably about an hour, maybe 45 minutes or so of driving. I'm tempted to take it. I don't know if I want to be driving that long. Whatever. Let's jump. Thank you to everybody that's stopping by tonight. Thank you to all of my lurkers. I heart you all so much. You bring up the channel algorithm. Sure you do. Let's go. Okay. Not a bad looking truck, honestly. Nice horn, too. Alright, let's get to going. Let's see. Is it that way? I could probably go that way. Maybe. There we are. We should be fine now. Yeah, I've driven in Project Japan over the past month and a half to 2 months. I've driven long enough to have more than a few favorite spots to frequent. I've really started to appreciate driving around Osaka and Kobe. It's actually pretty cool. And Tokyo and Yokohama are fine. I wish I was able to stay on the highway, on the Bayshore Highway longer, but we take what we're given. Let's see. Lots of truck traffic at this time of night. I'm happy to have you, my friend. Oh yeah, actually, you being here reminded me of something. If any of you are on Blue Sky Social, I recently got an account there as well. You can follow me there at basically same name, Digi Driver. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. I hope you have a nice, pleasant evening tonight. Happy to provide the digital entertainment as we trek across Japan. I had a busy day at work today trying to get some stuff done. Thanks for the link, friend. I'm probably going to use the Blue Sky account for a combination of things. That's right, you are mod. You wear that sword well, friend. I'm assuming, we're not assuming, I'm probably going to use the Blue Sky account for mostly... Actually, I don't know if I want to focus on trucking and code. I'm probably going to be using it to learn a little bit of code. I respect that. Sure. You wanna really get to know people and really share ideas and shared interests. So yeah, I can support that too. Ah, now I recognize this place. we're gonna I think we're gonna have a gnarly turn to the on-ramp. I can tell you that right now. We have like another, I don't know, half a mile before we get to the left turn onto the highway. So just be advised as of now, it's gonna be a really sharp turn. Yes, yes, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there that share interests as well, including me. Which reminds me, it's been a while since I cracked open pulled out the Commodore 64. I should probably do that sometime this week. Yes, yes. It's kind of like, you're passing news down the line about demos and games to play. In that sense, it kind of makes it feel like, it's like an old school hangout, which is cool. All right, here's the turn. This is this is going to be a little bit nutty because essentially I have to make a sharp left turn. It doesn't look that sharp, but watch what happens when I try to actually do it. Now I'm okay because I don't have a lot of people making left turns and stuff, but you'll see what I mean. Let's see. Careful. Okay, good. Made it that time, but the last time I tried getting out of here, I got stuck. And it's funny, I mean, like, laughing at yourself is good, it's therapeutic. I was just like, come on, man, get going. Alright, gotta be careful. These toll lanes are especially narrow for a truck. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. The same thing happened not that long ago, which means we're gonna add like another 20, no, another like 10, 15 minutes. Looks like somebody else wiped out on that on-ramp, so I can't get past them. No, we're not gonna do that. Now, if there was a competition, nah. Really working that engine. There we go. Up to about 50 miles an hour. And we've got a good 5 to 10 miles before we get that U-turn action going. I really need to do some homework and get up on Japanese culture, because this is like, I think, like my fourth or fifth time trekking across the whole of Shikoku Island, and it's a pretty neat place. I thought I remember there being some kind of a... Oh, I was thinking more about PlayStation. I thought there was like more of a truck game on there. Oh, no, 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 there's a generic flight sim game on there. Not generic, but basically not Microsoft. But yeah, I thought that was like a truck game. I never, I yeah, I never got into the Switch. I think it's a pretty cool piece of tech. No, don't get me wrong. I'm happy with the 3DS that I got gifted. I'll probably keep using that for a while. Now, here is the exit that I'm going to take. If I do this right, I should be able to get turned around relatively quickly. Otherwise, I have to take like another couple of minutes to get turned around and then get back on the right way. But you mentioning a generic clone of this, I might have to look that up on Switch just to see what it looks like. I'm curious about stuff like that. Once again, folks, welcome if you're new. I am playing Euro Truck Simulator 2. This is a map mod called Project Japan. You need a load of downloadable content, map expansions, to be able to have the resources to install this map mod. But when you do, the current version has several regions you can drive through, including Shikoku Island, several prefectures, cities, destinations, and you can usually take a boat to get from one region to another, which is basically the primary way for most of those regions to get through them. If you don't, um, certain routes, like places like the cities between Osaka, Kobe, Suita, you can get going pretty far without having to hop on a boat. It's when you have to go from place to place, like for example, go from, let's see, Tokushima to not Tokushima, but like Osaka to Tokyo, or Tokyo to Kanazawa. So those trips do require you hopping on a boat. Looks like the sun's going to be coming up for us shortly. I definitely like trucking. I should figure out more European routes to drive because I was on a good kick for a while. I stopped somewhere in the UK the last time before I went back to like Scandinavia, I think. Not Scandinavia, Norway, you know. Well, I guess the Scandinavian region. Truck Simulator City Delivery. Got it. All right, good so far. That does sound interesting, actually. Okay, now we're gonna do a little bit of a hack. I'm gonna use this wide area here to get turn around. There we go. Would it have cost me that much more time to get turned around the other way? I don't know. I will probably wrap up tonight, still with enough time to grab myself a celebratory orange and some fruit to chill out. What's that? Yeah, you did. Mrs. Digi bought some oranges one time we were supermarket shopping, and then she started asking me to bring her some every night. So I started kind of getting into the act, and now it's like almost on a regular basis, pretty much almost once a night, I have an orange at the end of the day to just chill out. And the oranges we've been getting are actually pretty good. So I'm happy to say they are quite nice. And I mean, you know, there'll be other seasonal fruit to come as well as the mid-Atlantic region starts to warm up. I kind of do, but kind of don't look forward to the warm season. I'm a cold body. I mean, say, all right. I don't know if anybody can hear me. Okay, it looks like I'm back now. Let me know if you can't see anything. It's like, I think my microphone's busted. Let me know if you can't hear me. No. That's dope. I'm hoping you guys can see me and hear me. It looks like the stream reconnected. I'm not sure what was up with the connection. If I have issues with my baud rate or whatever you want to call it, my transmission. Can't see my stream. I just don't know if anything's actually um, affecting me. I was just task switching there. We should be good now. At least I think we should be. big jump between hills here. There's like a power station as well. My display's a teensy bit behind, but that's about as close to real time as I'm going to get. Alright, so pretty soon we should be turning into a two-lane highway to get through Tokushima. And then once we're done with Tokushima, we will merge onto, I think, another highway which will take us off the island through a series of bridges. It says 3 hours and 36 minutes. So, let's see. The map scale is 110. For comparison, the map scale for ATS and ETS is 119. That means Project Japan is about twice as big per job for drive time as ATS and ETS are stock. So basically, where I used to say a 12-hour drive in ATS or ETS averaging probably somewhere between 55 to 60 miles an hour would take me about 40 minutes. This will take me about twice as long. Step by chat, hold on. You gotta do something. Sorry for the delay. One of the cats was checking something out on Mrs. Digi's desk, so I wanted to make sure they weren't getting into any mischief. I'll be on my feet for a little bit. Oh, here we go. This is the exit. I forgot that this highway is the one that takes me through Tokushima. Rubber band. Actually, Billy, I used to have one of those funky things where you could hit someone with a puff of air. I don't remember. I think we eventually had to throw it away because the plastic thing it either broke or the 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 film kind of got like too it sagged too much. But yeah, that's what that made me think. I I wouldn't wanna risk hitting them by accident with a rubber band. That would make me feel bad. Okay, let's see. Merge to the left. Okay. So I would say all told, we'll probably have like another 50 minutes of driving to go. At this rate, probably 45. So based on my experience so far, I'd probably say it's about right. Almost wish my friend Cargo Fire were here, just so you could see those vans passing me. Ah man, old times. The landscape out here is so beautiful. Excuse me. Car behind me, sorry, sorry. Merging into one lane. Alright, this is where we have to mind our P's and Q's because we're going to be two lane mode for a long time. Hmm. I watched, actually, it was a long time ago that I watched the Smokey and the Bandit movie and um, Convoy with I think Richard Scarrett, I think. But the the absolutely just amazing thing is that okay, so I have a Assetto Corsa installed on my computer, right? I have the Shitoku Revival Project map of Tokyo. I could hop in a Nissan Skyline, I could hop in a Subaru, I could hop in a Toyota, I could hop into any other car that I have installed and just rip down the highway at blazing speed in the sim. And I don't do that because driving a truck is just like so much more like relaxing. I just detune here. It's kind of funny, but not at the same time. It's just like this is chill for me. Big fan. Big fan. There we are. Parking area to my left and one to my right. We are about on the last like sixth or eighth of this island before we hop on the bridges alphabet. This is probably going to be the last two-lane tunnel segment, or the next to last two-lane tunnel segment, before we actually hop on the bridge to what I call, or like to call, mainland Japan. Even though Honshu and Hokkaido are still huge islands, they're big enough, in my opinion, that I can call them mainland. Um, Nowadays, there are multiple options you can use for just like a virtual storefront. And I think Shopify is one of them. But I'm pretty sure there must be at least three or four other ones that are like slightly lower from the top, but nonetheless should give you all that you need to actually sell stuff. I'm pretty sure Squarespace is probably going to give you a storefront as well. There's also, I think, a few other places that will do it. I forget their names, but even just a relatively quick search for e-commerce is probably going to send them your way. Okay. I mean, to me, if I was somebody that wasn't actually that much of, if I wasn't somebody that like if I was somebody that knew absolutely zero about e-commerce, I would probably go with whoever offered the best customer service was. That might actually be Shopify, as far as I know. It could be. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so we are at Tokushima, and we're gonna go right past it because we're leaving the island. What I think is also interesting about Project Japan is that they are continuing to add to it. I'm not sure if they're adding new things in spurts, kind of like they're working on a highway there. I mean, even the fact that it's under construction looks cool. Ludicrous speed. Interesting thing about, some nights in like ETS, I'm in like Europe or America, and I'm just trying to get from one place to another as fast as possible. You really do want to flex patience because there are some roads that are just not conducive to the kinds of speeds you want to drive a truck at, because you can come up on a stop sign so fast that you'll overwhelm your ability to stop in time or your turning speed. Let's go, Plaid. They've gone flat. Oh my word. Oh wow. I still like the fact that somebody thought you could take a Winnebago and turn it into a spacecraft. That's actually pretty cool. The RV in space. Yeah, there you go. An RV with wings and two pretty beefy spaceship engines. Two or three, I forget, but basically, it's big. We break for no one. Okay, so I think it's time to merge onto the highway off this particular hunk of dirt. We should be hopping on a bridge in the next, like, I don't know, 3 minutes, I'd say. Thanks again to everyone joining me this evening. Really appreciate the company. It's just a nice way to chill after today. We are in Project Japan, a map mod for Euro Truck Simulator 2, and we are well on our way to our intended destination, which is, if I'm not mistaken, Shikokucho. So I think we're about halfway through the journey. And while I don't mind driving on highways in Japan at night, I am really glad I get to experience this during the day today. Alright, so we got like, this is, I guess, like, I guess you could actually count this as the first bridge. We've got like two more to go through. And then I believe we'll wind up in Kobe. I do not remember if we need to exit the highway to connect to another thoroughfare to our destination, but after having driven on these roads for so long that I don't miss going much faster, these trips are kind of like, they feel different to me now. When I tried this about 2 years ago, I wasn't as, I didn't get it because I was just like, I want to drive my truck faster. Why are these speed limits so slow? I didn't understand. I'm happy I gave this another chance because I really do enjoy driving in Japan now. Oranuto Bridge. This is bridge number 2. I forget. There's a name. There's some kind of a name that's given. There's some kind of name that's given to this grouping of bridges. Like this, I don't know. I don't think there are 6 bridges that you take to cross this bay, or it could be a question of the map compression, but there's like multiple bridges that span Shikoku Island to mainland Japan. I definitely at least want to do a bucket list trip. I don't know if I'd ever be able to move here. I can say this much. Mrs. Digi and I have thought, seriously thought, about moving to Alaska at some point. And you want to know what, CCA? That's okay. That's okay. I still appreciate you, and if you feel like, it's your time to investigate a new place to move to, then that's it. I'll be transparent. Past couple of months have been crummy. We've been dealing with a lot more. It's been somewhat health-based issues, but also just making ends meet. So it's been getting harder, and I think it's been getting harder on a lot of people. But we've been pushing through. We've learned so much, and we've grown closer, and we've come to understand a lot of the things that motivate each of us. I'm grateful to Yahweh for his blessings and his constant encouragement. I would be lying if I said it wasn't occasionally difficult to do, but is what it is right now. No, I understand. I understand. And I understand wanting to give your kids a better opportunity. I mean, I could definitely see that. A lot of people want to do that for their children. So, I get you. I get you. I'd like to do that for myself. Wow, it is coming down outside. Good gravy. It is pouring. I tell you, SCS Software has their Skybox game on point when it comes to realistic looking atmosphere, clouds, and effects. Oh yeah, I get you. on a bit. I feel like the current I mean, I didn't think about this very much, but I almost feel like the current economic situation is a bit of a crucible for folks that are anywhere near the, the even the remote beginnings of like a retirement echelon. And it's like, okay, once you hit that point, it's like, well, yeah, we want to see you, but at the same time, and that's like the last great taboo, in my opinion, um, over here. It's kind of like the thing that, like, not that many people talk about, and there's always debate as to whether or not it's going on, but so I know a non-zero number of people that struggle with that same issue. I don't think it could be off per se. The AI likes to brake really fast when it comes to exiting on off ramps. If you notice, the off ramps in on these highways, they have this sign like, how it says, like, speed limit 25 ahead on some streets. Well, it kind of does that here. So the AI just kind of like hits the brakes really hard, and then basically that's it. They're at exit speed. Cut them off back. Uh, Blockade the road. No. Missed my opportunity. What? Does this truck have cannons? It has horn. I didn't know it had cannons. It's a stormy day at sea, Captain. All right, 29 kilometers to go. We're not doing bad. We are not doing bad for time. Oh, so basically you block the roads. Yeah, 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 yeah. I see that. Reminds me of playing um, the old, and I mean old, Need for Speed 2 Special Edition game for the PC. I used to play with another person, and we used to use the cheat codes to drive school buses. So the school buses would have pretty much the same performance as, like, say, I don't know, a Corvette. So we could keep up with traffic, and then sometimes we just pick a random spot to um, get to just block the road. So you would literally see the AI try to go past the bus for like about 10 or 15 seconds, and then basically they would fail safe into a reset or invulnerable state just to get through us to keep going. But goofing off like that. I remember those days. So, do you have seasons in Cyberpunk, or is it just that they keep churning out content for it? Because I know some games have season passes. I didn't actually pay too much attention to Cyberpunk after they released it. Oh, lots of layers. And I forgot they had Phantom Liberty as well. Sandbox, huh? Okay. Oh, yeah, it reminded me of something. I was doing some searches on YouTube, and one of one of the recommended ones caught my attention, like, you know, best and worst businesses to start in single player mode in Grand Theft Auto. And I'm like, wait, starting a business in GTA? Like, I'm like, wow, the single player depth of field is deep. Well, if it's deep enough for a whole bunch of, like, options, then it's probably like some people only play one game. I guess that's it. This may be my first time on this side of this highway. This is dope, actually. Or at least driving down this particular road. 15 kilometers to go, about like 6 or 7 miles. Actually, stand by. Let me do something before I finish the run. BRB. All right, I'm back. Let's go ahead and wrap this delivery up. So I do think it's actually possible this is the first time I've been on this side of the road system. This is kind of cool, actually. Discovering a new part of the region is pretty dope. And did I hear you say you're considering starting a new game? That's cool. Let me check the map. I routinely get myself into trouble with these exits, so I'm not sure. But I think I have to exit here, because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to. I don't think. Yeah, yeah, this is actually where I was supposed to exit, so I'm happy I did that. I had to start over with Project Japan because I couldn't port over my existing player from ETS2. I think you have to do two things. You have to basically, get the mod installed, and then you have to start over with a new character. Yeah. But that's okay. Like I said, I've been hammering it out with Tanaka Hidesaki here for the past about 2 months. So it's been a trek. And I think after this run, I might have enough to buy the truck I want. If I don't, it'll probably take another, like, 5 or 10 runs, and then I should have enough funds to buy it outright. I can buy it used, it's not going to have that much wear and tear on it, and I can start, or I can save up another, like, 8 or 9 million yen, and then buy brand new. But other than, good maintenance, I'm not going to worry too much about um, purchasing the truck. Okay, here we go. We have arrived. We got like 2 some odd miles to go. Swing a little wide to make sure that I clear the guardrails. Fantastic. Let me tell you, I'm sure the next time that I get on ATS and drive on roads in the States, I'm going to be like, these roads are so wide. Chat, look at how wide this road is. I'm sure I'm going to say something dumb like that. Okay, so we're not going that way. We're going to be flipping around here. It has been a trek, chat. Here, the life out beyond my window. Needs to fit our I didn't realize that we're that wide. Yeah, I think so, actually. Gotta get turned around. And here we go. Pretty sure I have to wait for the light to change. But the good news is, we're basically here. Spend money to make money. That sounds very familiar to me. Okay. Yeah, man. Nintendo 64. Sheesh. That's a throwback. Alright, keep it sweet and easy. Get the delivery in and wrap this thing up. And pretty much like I mentioned, like I thought. Actually, this took about an hour and 15 minutes. Nice truck. Looks pretty neat. Alright. Let's unload the cargo, see how much money we made. So, literally, there's your barometer. 5 hours and 5 minutes of sim time. It takes me about an hour and 15 minutes of IRL time. And, oops, sorry. There we go. I'm at level 7, which means I can now give myself a skill point. Apparently, I cannot do ADR yet. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I don't have an add-on, but that's okay. I don't necessarily care about that. Oh, okay, I get it. I have to pick one. I see. Okay, what I want to do next is level up my long distance skills. So I'm okay with that. 12.5 million yen, chat. 12.5. Can I afford it? I think it's just out of my reach. This actually is not bad considering. Maybe I should buy a Scania for about 3.8 million yen. Oh, the problem is the mileage on this thing. It's got 17% permanent wear, so I'm like already, I don't know, 25-30% of the way to a restoration on that thing. So I get it. This isn't good. This is slightly better, but it's already 11.2 million yen. If I'm going to spend that much money, I might as well save up to get this guy that I like. But I never would have figured myself having like 12.5 million yen at this point, so the alternative is to go to an actual dealer and buy it flat up. So it'd be like, I think like 19 million or 27 million yen for a brand new, you know, like futuristic design one. I don't know. Yeah. Decisions, chat, decisions. I might keep grinding until I have enough to get that other version of it and then replace parts over time. But I think I'm going to do that because these quick jobs keep taking me to different places, and it's a great excuse to go to different parts of the map that I wouldn't have otherwise picked, especially if it takes me somewhere new or takes me somewhere and pays me a good chunk of money for a long haul. I do like the design. I'll give them that. Actually, I am curious about something. Let me see what the prices are like. Yeah, 17. See? There we go. 29, 30, 40. Wow, that's a big truck. I'm not as much of a fan of the humongous trucks here as I would be normally, because I mean, for one, the roads are very narrow. And yeah, like, that's kind of weird. All right, who else am I looking up? Let's go check out what Scanias go for. Okay. 17, 36, 37. Like, you're hauling humongous things with this. This one's actually pretty cool looking, but 37 million yen is way off my 12. I do like it. I do actually like the Scania. It's pretty neat. What's like entry level? Let me see. Entry level is 17 million. Even the entry level still looks cool with one axle on the back. But the only issue would be, you know, what I'd be limited to. Again, small trucks, Japan. You like the orange, huh? Let's see. So took a look at them. Let's go check out Man. Orange ain't bad. Wow. Brand new, this is only 15.7, and I'm like about 3.5 off the pace. Single axle. I think it's like a compressed sleeper. I kind of like that one. Orange is neat. And then you get into the much bigger ones. Ooh, there we go. There we go. That like desert sand color. This one's kind of neat. It is kind of neat. But the red one is goals, because it's kind of like the one that you pick. I'm not sure why you pick a truck that you don't own. Well, you can pick a truck you don't own, but this is fun. So we'll go to the dealership, take a look at the trucks. Brand new, this one's 17 million. And then this is the other one that's in my main screen. It's pretty neat. Even the base level design is pretty dope. That's why I like it. Yeah, I think I'm deliberately going to focus on single axle for as long as I possibly can before considering getting a larger version of a truck, since I'm driving in Japan. But yeah, I think that's going to go ahead and do it for me for tonight, friends. I appreciate everybody that stopped by and said hello. Thank you to all of my lurkers hanging out tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me. And again, I've been on kind of like unscheduled stat. I think I'm going to be this way until further notice. So, you know, just streams whenever. Although I think most weeks, potentially 1 to 2 a week at night. Some might actually be, you know, no microphone. But both of them this week so far have been trucking, so I've been on the mic a little bit. Thanks for hanging out, CCA. Appreciate you. Hope you and your family have a great night. And folks, I'm going to go ahead and head off. Like I always like to say at the end of every stream, if you want true peace, you want the Prince of Peace. And that's Jesus. Have a great night, friends. Until next time, we will see you.